Jeremy Fowler compiled a list of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league right now. And it's all according to NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. The top 10 quarterbacks in this year's top 10 series are Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson, Stafford, Herbert, Stroud, Rodgers, Goff, and Prescott. Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, and Jalen Hurts were among the honorable mentions. We got a list. Lists automatically set us up for some conversation. We're coming to you, Dan. Biggest issue with this list?
My biggest issue with the list, two. One, CJ Stroud not being on the list is, I think, silly, dumb, idiotic.
Okay.
The people that said after CJ Stroud's rookie year, best rookie season we've ever had. And in that year of 2023, he was like 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, like 63% completion percentage. So numbers-wise, pretty darn good. Last year, with bottom 5 offensive line, he lost his number 1, number 2, and number 3 receiver for significant stretches. 63% completion percentage, 3,800 yards, and I think he had 20 touchdowns. Now 12 interceptions. Interceptions went up. So disaster all around him. By the way, offensive coordinator never evolved. Disaster around him, and puts up somewhat similar performance-wise. Yeah. So the guy that people were saying, like, hey, he's the next Joe Burrow, top 5 player, all of a sudden is out of the top 10. That, for me, is probably the biggest gripe. We can make the conversation Jalen Hurts higher than a Justin Herbert, but CJ Stroud not being in there is the biggest issue.
Completely agree on the Stroud thing. And it's funny, you mentioned 2 years ago, oh, he's the best rookie ever. And then we move on to Jayden Daniels. Yeah. We completely forget about the guy who in the just crowned. Yeah. Okay, maybe Daniels' year was better, but that's immaterial here to this list. The most pressured guy on the planet last year on throws over 15 yards. The biggest issue in his production last year, Damian, was the fact that his deep ball regressed badly from year 1 in Houston to year 2. Well, it was because he was getting knocked to the ground every single time waiting for a route to develop. The protection schemes, as you mentioned, Dan, amateurish. Yeah. Never. The fact that bloggers and podcasters knew how to beat that protection and the offensive coordinator didn't seem to self-scout was a joke. Yeah. So this, to me, was not on CJ Stroud last year.
And losing his receivers.
Yes.
Right? Like, the ability to throw the ball downfield is a little bit attached to a player like Tank Dell and his vertical speed.
I don't know why bloggers and podcasters had to catch a stray, KC, but Damian, do you agree? They were working really hard on the tape.
No. I mean, listen, a lot of what they said I do agree with. I think for me, when I looked at the list, a couple things popped out. Number one, you got a 2-time league MVP sitting at number 4. If that doesn't make you scratch your head a little bit, that's something there. Number 2, look down at number 9, Jalen Hurts. Okay, got Super Bowl MVP at number 9, and you got 9, and you got Justin Herbert at 7. I think when people look at this thing, I've always said when it comes to Justin Herbert, if you build a quarterback in the lab, it would be Justin Herbert. He's that type of guy. He has everything that you want. He has the size, the arm, he has movement skills, he has all of that. But what Jalen Hurts has is moments. Like when you need plays to be made, Jalen Hurts make those plays. It's not going to always look pretty with Jalen Hurts. We heard the rumblings last year during the season from A.J. Brown, how they talked about the passing game. It's not going to always be pretty. But this is the same Jalen Hurts who outplayed Patrick Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls that they went head-to-head against. He was a better player in both of the Super Bowls. And so for me, like, it's disrespectful having Jalen Hurts at number 9.
Can we see the list again, y'all? But go ahead, Dan.
I think using disrespectful is extreme for me in that situation. I think that we have to have.
Do you think he's low?
Let's have the conversation about it. Like, because there is something to be said for it. His final 2 games last year were awesome. In the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, he was awesome. Leading up to that, mediocre. There were struggles, and that was coming off of the 23 season that was just okay. Some highs and lows. The context has to be had of who had the number 1 defense in football last year? Philadelphia Eagles. Who had a running back threaten the all-time record, and he went for over 2,000 yards last year? The Philadelphia Eagles. Who had the best offensive line in football last year? The Philadelphia Eagles.
So we're going to hold. Are we holding personnel against them?
We're not holding it against them.
You're putting in the context. Lowest drop rate in the league when Jordan Love's over 7% and Jalen Hurts is under 2%. Does that not make a difference when you're evaluating quarterbacks?
I'm talking the same Jordan Love that has propensity for turnovers in terrible situations.
Come on, D-Wood.
No question.
Listen, I'm not questioning Jordan Love's talent.
No,
I think
I'm putting Hurts above Jordan Love. I'm just saying when we're contextualizing this, that matters. The fact that Jalen Hurts has the best roster in football around him. I think Jalen Hurts should be higher on this.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the list because you just brought the list back up. You think Jalen Hurts should be higher on the list? We are on this list, Dan, as you see it.
Yeah.
This is singularly based on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Separating away from teams.
Yes.
D-Wood, you're saying that guys shouldn't be penalized based on their teams, and you would move Jalen Hurts up higher with confidence.
I would move Jalen Hurts higher. I would put him where Justin Herbert is at 7.
My pushback to you would be 1 minute ago you said if the list is just about the quarterback.
Okay.
You said you would take Justin Herbert, and if you had to find the perfect lab-created quarterback, it would be Justin Herbert. Then how can you put Jalen, if we're just talking about the quarterback playing, how would you put him ahead?
Because the play isn't in the lab, the play is on the field. And when we're talking about making plays, that to me is the differentiator in this whole equation.
But then
it's Jalen Hurts makes those type of plays.
Who you're making the plays with has to be a part of the conversation. It just does. And I'm not holding it against Jalen. I don't really try to hold it against a Brock Purdy. I try not to hold it against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow throws to a guy that's one of the most ridiculous receivers we've seen certainly in a long time. But I'll ask this question about the list, because that's why the Hurts conversation is fascinating. Where's the best place to play quarterback in the NFL?
Philadelphia.
Okay, where's the second best this year?
This year? Detroit, probably.
Minnesota, I would say.
Minnesota, okay, you can make that.
So while I think JJ is going to have an awesome season, I could probably tell you like 15 guys that I think would play awesome in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I would give you 15 guys that I thought would play awesome in Philadelphia last year. Who you play with has such an impact on how you play. So it is fair to say that you're in a great situation. The next level is what do you do with the situation? No question, Jalen has won it, and he was the best player on the field, so that's why it's warranted. But Justin Herbert, no one can name his starting 3 receivers last year. That has to be a part of the conversation.
But you know what? That's something that not even talking about last year with Justin Herbert. That's something that's kind of plagued him throughout his career.
Sure.
We've seen the same Justin Herbert who was up 27 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs, and they ultimately lost the game.
Yeah.
Like, we've had these conversations about Justin Herbert.
Listen, Herbert hasn't thrown for over 25 touchdowns in his last 3 years. He hasn't gone for over 4,000 yards in his last 2 years. But I would tell you guys, out of the top 10, it's probably the worst situation as far as people to get the ball to and success. Out of the top 10, it's not even close. Herbert's been in the most difficult one and the least supported one than the other guys in the top 10, 100%.
JC?
I think, first of all, Justin Herbert is becoming a more efficient quarterback. And I think at some point they're setting him up with Jim Harbaugh in a couple of years to be even higher on this list. For me, I know this sounds crazy. I kind of agree with Damian in the sense that he's so talented that you have to have him on this list. But after what we saw in January, the 4 interceptions, like, you kind of have to put him in timeout, okay? Sure. At some point, I can't go back to blogging and podcasting where everybody loves Justin Herbert if I say he's off the list. Of course he's not on the list.
I would have C.J. Stroud on the list over Justin Herbert.
I agree. Who would you drop here? Who would you drop from the 10?
It would be Justin.
It would only be Justin.
It would be Justin.
You think all that fussing on behalf of Justin and you gonna drop him?
No, but I'm just saying, like, there's just, you have to have, if we are having conversations about where